Dun, 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 dun. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Yes, it is. It's hump day. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Freshie.
Uko freshi?
Nashukuru.
Kabisa.
Well, Gaja.
Niko poa.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Niko
This
poa.
fine Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. And there's 2 days left in the month of July.
Yes.
It's done and dusted, as it were, more or less. Yeah. I'm trying to think of if something monumental happened yesterday. No, not really.
Other than the great conversations we had yesterday, nothing really.
Yeah, indeed. And then we're just, pushing it along and coming into Wednesday. And the year is really flying. I think we just said Happy New Year. And here we are having almost completed the seventh month of the year. And there's 5 months left to go. And this is where we are. And the weather hasn't changed. We're told there's going to be some rain.
Yeah.
And maybe it's drying up in certain parts of the country. The government is actually giving away some food.
Yes.
Rationing is happening for people are getting food rations in some parts of the country. Yeah, that is actually happening in Kenya. Many things happening. We've confirmed that everybody's doing fine. Yes. I think Marion gets here like midnight. Yeah, it's like
Marion confirm.
So I think I know she left me here yesterday, but then I think you just turned around and came back here. It's a jipa. I heard that. I learned a new phrase yesterday. My Kiswahili teacher is a Kiswahili anchor on KTN.
Suleiman?
Yes. Half the things he has taught me I can't remember.
But
does that talk about the quality of the teacher or the quality of the student? I don't know.
Yeah, Jamal Kilifi.
Yeah.
Happens.
It's coming so slowly. If you hear me using some complicated Kiswahili words, just know that the teacher is doing well.
Yep.
Sasa nimechukua fursa hii. Umeona sasa?
Umechukua hii fursa.
Kuwakaribisha nyote kwa hii kipindi. Oh my God. So now I'm losing it.
Hiki kipindi man hichi kipindi.
That one. You've done right. You've done well. It's at 12 minutes after 6 o'clock, and a very good morning to everybody. Karibu sana. Everybody's doing well, I hope. And I am just here to inject your morning with a little bit of hope and sunshine and golden beams of hope.
We need it.
Sindio?
We need it. I need it.
It is me today that is doing that. I may not feel like that, but I've decided, you know what? I can. Because why not?
Why not?
It's Wednesday and we're getting into the end of the week. I'm telling you, my house was full of different cultures yesterday because people are doing cultural day. I don't know, the Rwandese, I don't know who were just trying to learn. Anyway, I was all over Africa yesterday. Good morning, Marion and Skitty. Good morning. How are you? Nyokavi is here. It's a day 2 of doing that thing on her, but she's here and we're doing well. Joy B, good morning. Everybody, to the wonderful women who put this together as we get into the program today. Karibu. Thank you for being here this morning. And a very good morning to our audience on KTN. Thank you for tuning in. Our live streams are up and we're getting into Wednesday proper today. And we're doing it right. Let me tell you some of the conversations that we'll be having today in the Situation Room. And yes, our live streams are up. YouTube, Facebook, and on X. Karibu nyote. And as we get into the program today, we will have a number of conversations and I'll let you know what those will be. Okay, we will continue our education conversation today. We're going to talk with at 8 o'clock around issues still on education. The problem with not talking about these things is that they somehow disappear into the woodwork. And then we say, oh, right, there was a problem with education at some point. No. We need to bring them out. And then what it does is that once you put the problem front and center and you continue keeping it there, that you have no choice but to come up with a solution at some point. And these solutions that we seek are often born from discourse. Now, at 8 o'clock, yes, I'm starting right in the middle of things today. Boaz Waruku, who is the Elimu Bora Working Group Policy Advisor, will join us together with Professor Solomon Shibairo, who is the Vice Chancellor of the Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology. So the VC joins us this morning. We're going to be looking at the funding dilemma, mapping out challenges facing the education sector. And we're going to go from secondary through towards tertiary university, college level. So that's the conversation that we'll have at 8 o'clock today. Because really, what's the problem, and what are some of the parts of the spectrum that we should be looking at that we are not? Yep. So that's what we'll do at 8 o'clock. So let's come back to 7 o'clock, where we will have a conversation this morning about, this running mate thing. What exactly is happening? People are talking about, maybe not, maybe. The headlines today will tell you a thing or two. Is ODM in the game or not? And where is the youth agenda in all of this? Caswell Makore is which demonstrative article are we using now? ODM youth leader. He'll join us at 7 o'clock this morning for that conversation. So what does it look like, and who's shaping up this conversation today? So Caswell joins us at 7, and maybe some insights that we'd like to be able to get. Mm-hmm. Dr. Alphonse Kanga is an NCCK regional chair. Taming the tongue is the conversation that we'll be having. Ethnic insults, leadership and responsibility in public office. We saw the NCIC come out yesterday and name 3 individuals that they were starting to investigate concerning ethnic slurs and what may be happening. 2 CSs named, as well as Rigathi Gachagua, I believe it's Aiden Duale, Geoffrey Ruko and Rigathi Gachagua that they're coming after. Okay, that they're going to be investigating. Is this enough? Is the question that we're probably going to be asking. And as we talk with the NCCK, we'll talk about some of these things as well as that comes into place. So that's what it looks like on Wednesday. Those are the conversations that we'll be having. Where are you tuned in from this morning? Let us know what you're doing and say hello to us so that we can so that we can welcome you. And as we get into this conversation together.
Yes.
Sawa. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll do that in just a bit. In the meantime, tell us what the folks of Blantyre and Lilongwe
are saying. They are saying, if you want to enjoy beautiful sunsets, come. Because we've taken care of our beaches along Lake Malawi. That if you are a photographer, some of the post-stamps that do exist out there have been taken in the country. Bird watching is another thing that takes place in the country because they have different species of the same. But let's go to the proverb. And this one, I really wanted to hear interpretation. The mosquito told the elephant, "Your size is impressive, but your skin is still my dinner table."
Huh. Yeah. Gosh. Even like when you're seeing something so monstrous and that you think that, okay, this thing is everything. Mm-hmm. There's something you have that I don't. Or there's something I have that you don't. So you could be there with the largesse and, the extravagance of something, but there's something that I have that you do not. So don't look down on everybody. Mm-hmm. Don't look down on anybody because there's something they have that you don't. Or there's something they can do that you cannot.
Yep. The largesse that we have in this world, many usually forget of one thing, that there is an equalizer. We'll all go 6 feet under.
Yep. At some point.
And that's a reality. Mm-hmm. With your largesse, with everything, we'll all go 6 feet under. So how do you live with the people? Don't assume, don't disrespect. Just be a good person.
Try as much as you can to be a good person. Try as much as you can to be a good person. Don't look down on anybody, man. It really sucks.
Yep.
Don't do that. Okay, so let's say hello to you this morning. And as we're getting into it today, Shaq Bet, top of the morning, SpiceFM. Well, top of the morning to you too, Shaq. How are you? In Pidgin English, to Shaq. Do you know what to Shaq is? Shaq is to booze. I won't go Shaq or Guguru. Yeah, that's what Shaq is. But Shaq also is...
Can you also say eat in Pidgin?
I want to Shaq.
No, like, how would you say it in Pidgin? Like, I want to eat.
I want chop.
I want chop. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
You'll still be there. Shaquille O'Neal is also one of the greatest basketball players ever. So, Shaq, is that what you're, abbreviating? A very good morning to you and Karibu Sana. Jeff Bet. 2 bets following one another. Good morning, good Kenyan people. Then Ndu Anaseto, good morning to you, sir. Kiarie Peter says, good morning, tuning in from Mombasa. You can't change the past, but you surely can ruin the present by living in the past and worrying about the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
True.
For a worrywart like me, that's great advice. Rogers Nyange says, good morning, Spice. Watching from Bidikani in Voi. Robert Mbogo is also tuning from Mombasa this morning. Henry Acceptor says, good morning, Spice family. Leo, siku imeanza poa kabisa. Sindio? It's a good thing. Princess Ndu, yes, sir. And Asato, amplify. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. A U-turn is thinking lazima. In thinking, ni lazima. I agree, ni lazima. It's just like the person who cocked up the thing cannot be given the responsibility to fix it.
You can't. You can't. The only thing you know is to destroy. I can't trust you to fix.
I think about this vehicle. There's a vehicle called the Destroyer. It's got the big wrecking ball. It's never the same vehicle that's used to put the building up. Its purpose is to wreck.
Yes.
And go. Yeah, you can't
then you come with earth movers. You'll come then with personnel. You come with engineers and structural design.
Those are the ones to fix it.
Those are the ones to fix it.
James says, hello, the kids are home for rest as they come home by observation. They are silently copying our driving manners, hand signals you give other drivers and phone habits. Watch out, home teacher. As per the things that you do on the road rage, they're in your vehicles now. Is that what you're saying? Or you've given them the car to drive? Which one, James? Dan Steelangat says, good morning. Keep Kelly on in the green county of Kericho listening. Come for a sweet cup of tea. I could jive with that, actually. I like the ambience, the feeling of Kericho. Cool, sleepy, cool, like literally weather cool. I like that. I could jive with a sweet cup of tea in Kericho. We'll look you up the next time. Ama? All right. Isakale says, good morning, Ndu, Aseto, and TSR. A good interview measures politicians. Great interviews introduce statesmen. Ndu and Aseto, yesterday, did the microphone remain a test or quietly become a podium? For whom? That's a good question. You tell us. Bwangi Juma says, good morning, SpiceFM. How are you all this blessed Wednesday? Imagine the first 3 ODM is proposing for DP slot. Oburu is not among them. When Sifuna talks about mediocre, they cry loud. Well, let's hear. Kasmo maybe will tell us a thing or two this morning. Hisa Daniel says, good morning, Kenyan people. Good morning to you. We've seen you. D Combo says, good morning, Angwana. SpiceFM Leo, it may keep time. Where? Mvua ya mawe itanyesha leo. Where? Don't do that.
The Combo Jana was technical issues, man.
It was technical issues, James is asking, has it crossed anyone's mind that the currently 2 most influential politicians in Kenya, Rigiji and Sifuna, were a malicious creation of someone trying to destroy their political careers?
I was actually thinking about it yesterday. Yep.
Well, isn't that how some people are made? Sometimes it's a happenstance or a happy mistake, a good mistake.
Yep.
Drift Session says, good morning, Spices. Happy Wednesday, and happy Wednesday to you. Oseno Mark says, good morning, Spices. People may forget what you gave them. They may forget what you did to them, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou's one of Maya Angelou's greatest quotes. Bernard Nyaberi says, good morning, Spice team. After Jeanette blasted Sifuna's house, is it possible if we can see his Suna East house? Please, Denofanya Kitu, good day, guys.
Kimiyak is here as well.
What Migori County? Yeah, take a picture somewhere.
Okay. Someone definitely has it.
Right?
Yeah.
Simon Kibiru says, good morning. Our Prince and Princess tuned in from Mombasa and can't wait for today's great conversations. Karibu Sana, let's do it. Mark Mwangi is tuned in this morning. It says, good morning, Ndu Anaseto. Ndu, you should invite Senator Murango from Kirinyaga for more Swahili. The guy is a gwiji wa lugha. I know, I listened to him and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
For somebody, you know how somebody has mastered a language when they're able to use things like idioms and synonyms and in a language, then you know,
Uyakofiti.
Kabisa.
There's someone called Kimiyak that you just haven't talked about.
Where did he? Oh! I've not reached there now.
You have.
Did I pass? I'm very sorry. Even I passed Victor Nyamoki. Very good morning to you. Eric Awar, good morning, guys. Good morning. Kimiak, desperate moments are making them make roadside statements on our education funding. Capitation is yet to be updated, and they are talking about free university. Nothing good will come out of the administration. Yeah, and that's the conversation we're having at 8 o'clock this morning. Let's break this thing down. If you need to get a little bit pissed off, do it, because usually it's out of that you get some kind of solutions, right?
Can be so.
Okay, Sasa nilikuwa wapi?
Uko hapo kwa Desmond Otis.
Good morning. Good morning. Gotea aseto.
Nimegoteka sana. Yeah.
Wonder. Good morning, Ndu Aseto from Toronto. Question. Looking at the large crowds of Sifuna supporters, I wonder, can a president truly represent everybody without upsetting their main supporters? No. That's for sure. If you're pleasing everybody, there's something wrong.
True.
If you're always happy, then it's a lie. Like, can you work for everyone without breaking a campaign promise? I think you can.
Yeah.
I think you can actually do that. But I think it comes in the very beginning.
Yeah.
When you realize that there's a possibility for disappointment, you do not overpromise.
Yes.
You don't overpromise.
You can make a U-turn.
Yes. You at the beginning, you can say, let's work with two things. And then along the lines, as we complete them, let's do the next.
Yes.
That's what you do. In a case like this, where there's so many people to please, you underpromise. You start with the things that you know you can do.
Or just pick one.
Jamo. Hey, it's another thing I heard the other day. Somebody's talking about jam, and I was like, how does that have anything to do anything? So yes, they take the language and they turn it around. So jamo is actually moja turned around. Okay.
That's confusing though, because you could also jemo is a person as well, James.
God.
Anyway.
I guess context here. Yeah. Context matters. So there's your answer, Wanda. Under promise, and then you should not have too much of a problem. Mark Mwangi says, ati mnaleta kasmwili hapo mumetufanya ile kitu hapana. Give things a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Let's see the conversation. In everything, my darling Mark, deal with an open mind.
Yes.
Sawa. Pace Timer says, Nushikamo mahraba. You see? Aseto, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Ndu lazima usingatie viambishi katika lugha. Hivi hawa wanasiasa wanatuchukulia aje? Tumeya. I'm done.
Uhiwiano imemwita Duale lakini kasema ye haendi mbona kwani ye ni nani? Duale has been summoned by NCAC. He says he'll not go. Who is he?
Omo, see, let me tell you something. When life chooses to humble you,
yes,
that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
When life chooses to humble you,
see our proverb.
That mosquito on the elephant.
Yes.
When life decides to humble you, okay. He said he will not go because the office is far.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's his office.
Eric Yoga says, good morning, Ndu Aseto. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up.
Yeah,
good days ahead, kabisa. Daniel Churu says, good morning, blessed crew. I was watching a documentary, and let me tell you, Africa is quietly under siege from jihadists. We're losing thousands of innocent lives and regions to insurgents, and nobody's doing anything.
True.
It's true. You're right.
About Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso. Look at what is happening in Sudan, the Congo, Somalia, and counting. Oh, goons in Kenya.
Look,
it's crazy.
It is. It really is very, very bad. Vincent is tuned in this morning, watching from Dodoma, kwa Mama Double S. I'm Salimia Mama Basi. Samuel says, your proverb, you may think you're big, strong, name it, but you'll remain vulnerable to tiny things. May such be the irrational ruling elite. Such may be the irrational ruling elite in Kenya currently. There's your example.
Yep.
Right there. Christina says, good morning. Good morning to you, Christina. Hope you're well. And David Mangara says, good morning, tuned in SpiceFM. Tuko nani kabisa. Laban says, good morning. Yeah, nurses' strike has struck me a lot. Imagine telling nursing interns not to report to duty in solidarity. Yet during pre-internship, if it was not for KMPDU, they would have been left out. Yeah. It doesn't look good what's happening in hospitals right now with the nurses out on it. Paul Olaka says, good morning. Great day to be alive. God is good all the time. All the time, by the way. All the time. Raskodor says, good morning, Spice. It's a time of political promises. Wakenya raundi tuko rada mbaya. Huh? Oh, radar.
Radar. Tuko kwa radar. Tuko rada. Rada yetu iko juu.
Wanda says he's welcome, but Ndu Aseto should fact check. As always. So don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So lovely to have you guys in the room this morning. Thank you for being here. And let's get into the conversations. So let's ramp that up just a little bit. So karibu sana. Now we're looking into the headlines.
Yes.
We're going to start off with the Bold newspaper. Kenya's Bold newspaper, The Standard, and the headline on The Standard today, which is interesting because it's mirroring, or rather the Nation is mirroring the Standard headline. Poisoned chalice. The office is only a heartbeat away from the house on the hill, yet it has become Kenya's most dangerous political seat. As power slowly slips from Deputy President Kithure Kindiki's grasp and speculation over his future gathers pace, despite his repeated denials, the familiar script of isolation, humiliation, and possible political extinction appears to be unfolding once again. History is replete with such cases, from Jaramogi Oginga Odinga and Mwai Kibaki to George Saitoti, William Ruto, and Rigathi Gachagua. The country's second in command has repeatedly discovered the proximity to power offers no guarantee of security. The harsh reality Kindiki may yet confront is that denial has never slowed or stopped the political downfall of deputies who failed to read the signs. There's no smoke without fire.
Yep.
At some point, some match has been struck, and that these conversations are being had. People's names have been put up there. ODM has put names. Geoffrey Rocco himself has, insisted that it remain Kindiki. Others have said it should be Ali Hassan Joho. I mean, it has come up.
Yep.
And so, if now this conversation has reached fever pitch, perhaps the good Professor Abraham is playing tough guy. But if the past is anything to go by of what has happened with deputy presidents, like this list has shown, then you might want to consider it.
I mean, one would ask the question, what are we reading, especially where a key area that the deputy president was handling has been taken away from him? That is the IBEC, which then we know is the conversation between the national government and the counties with regard to funding. It is the deputy president who has been handling
It's the thing that the deputy president, at least the thing that the deputy president has always done, especially after devolution.
Yes.
So when you take that away, what are you saying?
What exactly are you saying?
And remember that this, though announced by Felix Koskei as the head of public, it is not happening in isolation.
Yes.
That the president is well aware of that. It wasn't Felix Koskei sitting in his office and saying, "Oh, let's move things around." No.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the handwriting of government's chief advisor, the Attorney General, and that can only happen because they are advising government on what needs to be done. Who is the leader of government? There you go.
Yeah. So,
by kazi ya deputy president wani?
Siku head IBEC.
Sisi IBEC imetolewa sasa, kazi yake ni?
Exactly. So when you see things like that happening, it's not necessary. Let me tell you, it's not necessarily because they want Musalia Mudavadi to head IBEC. It is because they are trying to send a message. Call me wrong if it doesn't happen that way, but don't you think that Prime CS Cabinet Prime CS has enough to do? Mind you, he's also the MOFA CS.
Yeah.
So he's all over the place, seeing Pavlov today, sorting out. Okay. He doesn't have enough to do. So this is not necessarily that they want Musalia Mudavadi to do that job, but that they are removing this influence from Deputy President Kithure Kindiki. Because if you were to be asked, just like you said, what else does he do? As opposed to going empowerment program.
Can't see.
Now, the one thing that you can say for real, when IBEC meets and he chairs IBEC,
and opens the stumbling blocks when it comes to funding for the counties, which is key. So in short, without mincing words, is he's been fired from his role in IBEC.
Then people say, no, he wasn't fired and he's just moving things around. Let me tell you something. When you are doing something and then somebody says you stop doing it, that's firing.
That's firing.
Yeah. He fired you from the position. I'm very sorry. But these are the signs of things to come.
We want to quote it in a lot of legalese language and whatever. No. He's just been told to pack up and leave, do other things. Jipange nani.
It's just that the man is loyal.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see. This is how it started, though they never took IBEC from Rigathi Gachagua. Broken spirits is what's on page 2. It's a dog's life for Mathare Mental Hospital contract nurses. And you say, what? Yes. Nearly 100 nurses at the Mathare Hospital say years of rolling 3-month contracts have left them battling anxiety. Can you imagine that you have a 3-month contract, January, February, March, then they say, oh, okay, let's renew. April, May, June, then they say, okay, let's renew. July, August, September, they say, okay, let's renew. October, November, December, then we go for Christmas, then we come back, they say, oh, okay,
we'll renew.
Let's renew. For years, you can't plan. You don't know if there's career progression. You are definitely not on PNP, permanent and pensionable, because it is a contract, and that you live by the grace of God every day. 100 of them. They say they have been denied job security. There you go. Maternity rights, absolutely. Unemployment benefits, of course. You're on a 3-month contract. Isn't there something in the law that prohibits this kind of thing? I mean, if you can only have interns for 6 months, why then should you have people on rolling contract for years? Yeah. For years. Something's got to be done about this. Jeffrey Rocco.
A nurse who's out here to deal with people with anxiety disorders are now complaining that this situation is causing them anxiety.
So then what do you expect? And it's never, bad behavior is never justified.
Yeah.
It is you who decides to treat somebody badly. However, there are precursors to this thing. That if you put somebody in such a deplorable situation, and this is a frontline service officer in terms of what they offer in medical care.
Critical sector of the country.
Do you expect them to do? How do you expect them to behave? Somebody is handling mental patients and the person is also not stable.
It's not stable. And then remember, we're also speaking at a time when the country commissioned research, commissioned interviews, commissioned work to be done to establish where we are at when it comes to mental health. It is considered a national emergency. But look at what we're doing to those who are supposed to help us deal with it. One asked the question, that report again, what are we doing with implementing it? Because in that report also talked about numbers of professionals in that space. But those who are helping us are the ones that we are mistreating. Were we ever serious? Anyway, let's move.
There's a story on page 3 that has me laughing, but it's not the story on the top of the page is not the one. I'll tell you that one in a bit. But this one, court dashes Christian father's hope of burying his Muslim son. For a year, Samuel Charo stayed in the morgue as his father battled in a clash of religions that put his right to mental status to the test. In an intriguing but landmark case, Charo, who had converted from Christianity to Islam before he died, was immediately buried last year, then exhumed, then reburied under Islamic rites after the court found that his wishes ought to be honored. Charo, a relative of former Cabinet Secretary Aisha Jumwa, had converted in 2003. Jumwa was among those who claimed he had adopted a new religion, but his father, Stephen Kazungu, denied it, saying he was not in the right state of mind and therefore remained a Christian to the end. So can you imagine? His father said essentially he was unstable and that's why he converted. So he should be... Well, the court says, no, it's not going to happen. He remains buried as a Muslim.
Yep.
Interesting. Shisha ban goes up in smoke after court voids ministry order. So back to smoking shisha. They never stopped in the first place.
Yeah.
Everybody was still puff passing all over the place. Thousands of shisha traders have secured a major victory after the High Court lifted the shisha ban, declaring the continued enforcement of the prohibition unlawful and unconstitutional. Give us something else, but this one will not give you. Now, Muranga University and the Catholic University...
Commission of University Education.
The Commission of University Education have
sued
Kimilili MP. Let me just read that.
Yeah.
Muranga University and the CUE sued over Didmas academic papers. This is the one I was having a bit of a chuckle about. Kimilili MP Didmas Baraza's academic papers have sparked a court row, with Muranga University being accused of allegedly failing to scrutinize his past before issuing him with a PhD. I have a question. Do you just issue somebody with a PhD? No, me now who is reading like a mad woman. You just say, have here. I can understand those ones where you confer honorary papers. The Consumer Federation of Kenya, COFEC, has sued the university and the Commission for University Education, arguing that the claim of Baraza being conferred a Doctor of Public Administration degree does not tally with his publicly known past. A letter of completion of studies dated 16th June 2026 states that the interested party has fulfilled the requirements for the award of Doctor of Public Administration and awaits formal conferment of the next graduation ceremony. The said letter is not on its face a formal Senate resolution conferring a degree and confirms that the academic process remains incomplete pending formal conferment. The lobby said it had written to the commission seeking answers on how the university admitted the MP for a postgraduate program and certification process of the course. However, the court heard that there was no answer forthcoming. In order for you to have done a PhD, there's certain courses there's certain courses that you must have completed over time. There's some people who can go from an undergrad degree to a PhD without having done a master's, but it is based on then either work that you've done or research that's done, and that's then taken into consideration. Now, these guys are saying, you are to Joanna, so to now Lisa, how did you give the thing?
I mean, if anyone is studying a PhD, you know what that means. When you see it just being dished out there.
It's very annoying.
It's very annoying.
Yeah. The impossible job. Why deputy president struggled to survive. Yes, it's a story, whether you want to admit it or not, but it's a thing. Just look at what has happened. William Ruto, who is now the president, also went through this thing where he was in the cold under Uhuru Kenyatta. Before him, who was Kibaki's deputy? Gosh.
That was Kalonzo
Musyoka, but he was not really in the cold. Kibaki played nice.
Kibaki was nice.
Yeah, he was nice. Jaramogi. If you look beyond that, from what we understand, he was
the
in the cold.
The shortest serving cabinet
the
deputy president ever.
Yeah.
I talk about Musalia Mudavadi. He was in the cold. I mean,
he was. George Saitoti, same thing happened to him. And the most recent case, Rigathi Gachagua, same thing happened to him. So is this following a script, or are we just being, So, all that glitters in this case is gold, and that's the story on page 6. Is this the making of another mega gold scandal as CBK gets new powers? The signing of the Central Bank of Kenya Act into law by President William Ruto has raised pertinent questions on the idea behind the move, given the country's minimal domestic production of gold. The new law gives the Central Bank of Kenya explicit legal authority to buy, sell, import, export and hold gold and other precious metals in the sector. It, however, leaves open a series of commercial, regulatory and compliance questions that could determine who benefits from Kenya's biggest shift in gold policy. Suddenly, out of the blue, somebody needed to know who can buy, sell, hold, import, export, commercialize, regulate the gold, and it's been given to the central bank.
Let me tell you. My simple question is, do we know the kind of gold deposits we have in this country and how much it's worth?
Somebody knows, but the public does not.
Thank you. So with that in mind then, how do you pass this and include the public if information is not forthcoming? Because the people themselves ought to be the first beneficiaries of these things because they are the ones who protected them. So let's talk about the gold plant that is to be set up in Kakamega. How much deposits does Kakamega have? You go to Migori, how much is there? And other regions in the country. Because every other place you would find there are artisanal gold miners here, there, and they're doing that job. But has the government gone further to do its mapping to know how much gold we have, how much it's worth, so that we say, then CBK goes to secure these gold in our gold reserves in the country. But without that information, if someone is hiding that information, question is why? Mbona? Why
because
all of a
somebody
sudden?
Somewhere is benefiting along the line.
Yeah.
How often do you come out and say, by the way, how much did we sell in gold this year as a country?
Yeah.
How often have you asked that question? Nobody really does. Legislators put EADB operations under scrutiny, and that's the Africa Development Bank. The UK reinstates but took military drills in Laikipia. Questions are, what exactly is going on with that? And it seems as though the CSs are not playing nice with each other.
Okay.
And, Aiden Duale with his pompous, that's the word I'm going to use, pompous attitude. The likes of Alice Wahome don't like it.
Yeah.
And they say, Aiden, you can't do that.
You must apologize.
Aiden said, apologize to what? Axe falls on Sifuna Osotsi in key Senate committee shakeups. You guys, if petty was a picture, it's this. Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna and Vihiga Senator Godfrey Osotsi, who are senior members of the Linda Mwananchi team, have been moved from their powerful Senate committee positions in what signals the broad-based government seeking to reward loyal members. Osotsi has been moved from the Senate County Public Investments and Special Funds Committee, where he was serving as the chairperson for the last 4 years, and transferred to the Trade, Industrialization and Tourism Committee, where he will serve as member. Sifuna, who is a harsh critic of the Kenya Kwanza administration, has been moved as a member of the Senate County Public Accounts Committee and transferred to the Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries Committee just a few days after he's been removed as the Senate Deputy Minority Whip. Senate Minority Leader Stuart Madzayo has taken over Sifuna's position at the Public Accounts Committee, on what appears as a move to ensure that the Linda Mwananchi bigwig has little influence in Senate committees. Like I said, if petty was a picture, this is it. I'm going to stop there because my gastric acid.
You will remove them from committees, but out here, anyone can still speak, and they can as well appear as friends of those committees. Nothing stops them from appearing, I think. Under siege. And the gentleman is Professor Kindiki. I know we are now many in government because the likes of Oparanya have joined us, but we are not leaving. We will fight it out with them because this is our government. So those are the experts that were donated through the broad-based arrangement. Now, has he been cornered is the question. A fallout with President Ruto triggered Rigathi Gachagua's ouster, and as deputy president after 2 years, his successor Kithure Kindiki also finds himself in a precarious position nearly 2 years into the tenure, albeit for different reasons. While the loyalty of the man who once served as Ruto's lawyer is unquestionable, recent political developments, including ODM's demands, are raising the question: is his position as the president's running mate in next year's election secure? Would you say it's secure? Ahmad, is a question where you say time will tell, although we know exactly what is happening. Victims of overseas studies camp protest outcome of graft case. Now, parents, guardians and students who lost money in an overseas scholarship program run by the Uasin Gishu County government during a demonstration in Eldoret City following last week's acquittal of former county officials, including Senator Jackson Mandago, who had been charged over the scandal. You see where the story is at? The program was being run by the Uasin Gishu County government. Who was the governor?
Mandago.
Yes. So should he answer?
Yes.
But the court said, go. Drink spiking. Woman arrested after more victims report losing money hours after arresting Alice Wamugo Mwangi for allegedly stupefying and robbing a Matatu lobby's official. Detectives linked her to 3 similar cases, including one that ended in the death of a quantity surveyor.
Yeah, that story was a bit worrying.
Yeah.
Why is she still walking?
Michele imewekwa. Yeah, so guys, just be sure if you have to. But how then? Because you trust somebody.
Why do you trust somebody who is moving left? As in, you're sitting they're sitting in a bar and then somebody starts moving off. I don't trust you. Go over there.
You know? So ukiona kamnyweso yako funika, ukiacha hapo uende kwa choo kirudi mwaga.
What?
Yeah.
I have not understood anything that you've just said.
So you have a bottle. You have a bottle. You've gone to the washroom. You come back. If that bottle was not covered, you pour whatever is in that bottle and order new.
Oh, right. Duh.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know that? Okay.
Students face high varsity loans in plan. Now, should Parliament approve President Ruto's proposal, the new funding model for higher education will mainly be student loans. Sources similar with planned law changes say government scholarship will be reduced, which means graduates will have higher loans to repay after completing studies. So that's exactly what's being said here. So in terms of scholarships for the smart students, that would go down in terms of the numbers that then would be receiving these scholarships. But at the end of the day, this is just a loan that you'll have to pay once you get out. My problem or my bone of contention into is it's okay to fund students, right? But are we creating these opportunities that when these students get out of campus, they then get these opportunities so that they're able to pay? Because what we are seeing is everybody has graduated, but there are no job opportunities. Yeah. So they are unable to pay because They are unemployed. So we should think about this thing to the end, not just we are paying for them to access education. It should be after education, then what? NMG's Uganda outlets reopen after state shutdown for 1 month. So Nation Media Uganda is set to resume full operations a month after closure by authorities on June 28th. So yeah, media freedom in the region is something that is being discussed greatly. Now, see her at the rally. Maxine Wahome walks free. Safari rally driver Maxine Wahome was yesterday acquitted of the murder of fellow rally driver Assad Khan. The judgment paves the way for the 28-year-old to return to competitive rallying after nearly 4 years away from the sport. Now, High Court lifts Shisha ban, declares continued enforcement unlawful. So there is that. But waliacha kufuta kweli. Wamekuwa wakivuta sana hiki. It has been there, you know, like even with the enforcement of that ban, has it really taken place? Now, death on wheels, a political official motorcade leaves trail of death and injuries. Drivers and supporters of politicians are blatantly breaking traffic laws. That I agree. And I think it must stop. Because you find in these motorcades, individuals are just hanging on these vehicles to protect the person inside. Others are on top of moving vehicles. You know, and you're asking, at what point then does traffic laws get suspended? Because apparently you're having a campaign rally, you know? And one also asked the question, does that apply to the president as well when you see his security hanging precariously on vehicles?
No.
Or has the standard been set from up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I'm just agreeing with you. Yeah.
Alarm as 15 elephants found dead in Amboseli Park within weeks. The Kenya Wildlife Service is investigating the mysterious deaths of 15 elephants in Amboseli National Park, triggering concern among conservationists and leaders who are demanding answers. Now, in a statement, KWS said the deaths were recorded between June 24th and July 24th. It is said 10 elephants exhibited similar clinical signs, including partial paralysis that left them unable to stand before dying within 1 or 2 days. Either something they ate or there's a disease doing rounds, you know.
Wow.
So Duale, Gachagua and a probe over hate speech, NCIC says. Ni leo tu, ni hao tu. It's just those, yeah? Protest in Eldoret after Mandago acquittal. That has been expounded on page 8. On page 9, students to shoulder higher varsity loans in Ruto plan. That has been expounded in page 10. And 17,151 learners to join private universities, according to the COOPS agency. Yes.
What?
Ni hayo tuko sasa.
That's a lot. IBC signals end to 27 live poll results. They're saying that, you know, they need orderly verification over a proposed ban. This is going to have a problem because there's something about people wanting to see the live results streaming in. Samiwaweru Kamau took Matatu to his swearing-in ceremony yesterday. I said, why is it a big... But now the question is, was he doing it for show? Or was he doing it because that is his normal mode of transportation? So, of course, that's what people are asking.
Nikona Kaswari to Kadogo.
Right.
During campaigns, he was moving in with his cars, no?
I don't know. Why take a Matatu yesterday?
But, you know, he has not been given yet the car loan.
Oh, bado.
Atapata alafu atanunua. Don't worry. Okay. Hey, the gentleman here look like
they're
golfers,
in green, one.
Yo!
Yeah. It's very interesting, I must say.
There's one who's wearing a tie you'd think is from KQ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ruto host Huawei ICT Global winners. Was congratulations to them. They did a fantastic job.
Fantastic job, yeah.
Yeah. Gachagua CS Duale face NCIC hate speech probe. Okay, let's see how this is going to be. I tell you again, it's another day for you to get a copy and look at the cartoon. It's very interesting.
Oh, this one here, Moto si Moto.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about.
It's hot.
Our conversations continue. Good morning, folks.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.